Hello, everybody. Mr. H here back with you. We spent a lot of time in Asia. We're coming back around to the west end of Eurasia, over here in the Europe, Middle East section. Last time we were here, the Roman Empire fell, September the 4th, 476 AD. Or did it? Right, the west end fell. On September the 5th, 476 AD, the East is still alive and well, and it's the Eastern Roman Empire, because it's exactly what it is. Now, often people refer to it as the Byzantine Empire. This is the Roman Empire in the Middle Ages, plus the Byzantine Empire, though it is technically the Roman Empire, legally and every other aspect, it's a little bit different. Instead of the Roman Catholic Church running things, it's going to be a Greek Orthodox Church. Instead of speaking Latin, they're going to speak Greek. They have Latin, for first opening decades here of the Middle Ages because it's the language of the government, but eventually it just kind of switches over to Greek because the whole empire is based here on Greece. Also, it's a tendency to face east rather than west. Big surprise, it's the Eastern Roman Empire. Now, the emperor here in Constantinople, name was Zeno in 476, and fairly decent emperor, held everything together. Like I said, the East survives, going to survive all the way until 1453. Little interruption there in the Fourth Crusade. We'll get there when we get there. We'll just gloss over that and say all the way to May 29, 1453. And Zeno dies, and they don't know who to pick as a successor. You know the problem they've had with successors. Do we keep it in the family? Do we pick the next best guy, regardless who he's related to? Do we have an election? Well, they got together and decided to leave it up to chance. Next guy through the door is going to be the emperor. And in 496, when Zeno died, the first guy who came through the door was Anastasius, tax collector. Way to go, you've handed the empire over to the IRS. Anyway, Anastasius, kind of an old guy, doddering sort of guy who likes to deal with facts and figures, turns out to be a pretty good emperor, strangely enough. Well, he definitely knows how to run a bureaucracy, and he knows where all the money is. He's a tax guy, after all. And he decides he's going to pick the next best guy as his successor. So apparently Anastasius knows his history pretty well, too. And he picks Justin, who's a general, to be his successor, and Justin's already got his successor picked out as his nephew, Justinian. So Anastasius dies in 518. We've got Justin running the show, Justinian in the wings on deck there ready to go. Let's take a look at the Mediterranean at the time. Here's the eastern part of the Roman Empire. Over here in Italy, Ostrogoths run in Italy. Visigoths, west in Spain. See, Visi west, Austro east. West Goth, East Goth. Up here in the area, we have the Kingdom of the Franks, going to be known as France. It's already getting there. Further up there, island of Britain, Angles and the Saxons. Anglo-Saxon, land of the Angles. Angleland, England. Hey, look at this, countries you've heard of before. And here's the Kingdom of the Vandals, centered here in Carthage, this city that won't die. That's what's happening strategically in the Mediterranean. Now, do you not think Justin and Justinian had quite a few conversations about retaking the Western Empire? Oh, I'm sure it came up. I mean, they're both generals thinking about stuff. They're doing a lot of battling here with the Persians, Sassanid variety of the Persians. So here we are, throwback time, Greek versus Persian again. And Justinian, these two guys, really close. They're not father and son, it's uncle and nephew. Might as well have been. And they agree on everything. They get along great. Only one tiny element of disagreement between the two. If you are a Byzantine emperor, who are you going to marry? Yeah, you marry a nobility, right? You got the occasional, maybe a cute farmer daughter somewhere. We can adjust her family tree, pay off the old man's farm, make him a minor noble or something. We could work with it. But no, not Justinian. Justinian falls in love with somebody else. Yep, there you are. If I get a chance to meet her, Theodora. Theodora is not nobility. Theodora is not the daughter of a farmer. Theodora isn't even a middle-class merchant's daughter. Nope, Theodora was, how do I put this delicately? Theodora was an entertainer. Oh yeah, one of them. And as you can imagine, Justin is not exactly happy about this. Justin is screaming, "You will not marry her," over my dead body, that kind of thing. And so Justinian decides to run the clock out on Justin. In 518, Justin dies. Got a funeral for Justin, coronation of Justinian, and followed by a wedding of Justinian and Theodora. Oh boy. And of course, people are not happy about this. This blows up one day in the Hippodrome. You know, it's kind of like watching a football game in Philadelphia and get out of control sometimes. And that's what happened to Hippodrome. During the chariot races, the blue team, the green team, the yellow team, the red team, everybody's got a team. The blues and the greens. You know, a lot of people drinking, a lot of political stuff being shouted back and forth, and it explodes into the biggest riot the city of Constantinople has ever seen. Eventually, going to get 30,000 people killed. And what is the genesis of this riot is, you know, Theodora and Justinian's marriage. At one point, Justinian's about to grab the purple imperial robe and chuck it and make a run for it. Theodora picks it up and says, "If you don't fight for this, I will." So, she's worked hard for this gig, man. She's not letting it go. So anyway, Justinian puts the robe back on, rallies the army, and off they go. And like I said, 30,000 people get killed. But hey, the throne's still his. Now, what are you going to do? You've got a fractured empire. A lot of people still upset. What's the best way to reunify your people? Hey, here's an idea. Let's go after an enemy on the outside. Yes, let's attack somebody on the outside. That unifies everyone. And here we go, the reconquest of the West. Now, granted, Justinian's been thinking about this for a long time, and of course, I'm sure Justin did, and I wouldn't be surprised if Theodora weighed in on this. Theodora, despite her rather dubious origins, was not a stupid lady. All right, despite her, choice of employment there, may have been the only thing available. Very smart lady, learned very quickly. I always imagine her in the back of a house of ill repute somewhere with a map of the Mediterranean, just kind of pointing it out to her fellow entertainers. I don't know, stranger things have happened. So, anyway, let's get everybody together and let's attack the West. Let's reconquer the West. We're a Roman Empire, after all, right? Time to bring it together. So finds a general named Belisarius, sounds like a dinosaur almost, gets a 50,000 man East Roman, or shall we just call it Byzantine army together, and off we go. We're going after the Vandals first. Now, you look at this map, you see, there should be a kingdom of the Ostrogoths, and kingdom of the Franks, kingdom of Visigoths, up here, Anglos and Saxons. You see lines on a map and everything in different colors, but it's not really a well-functioning kingdom, the Franks and the Visigoths and Ostrogoths and Vandals and all these guys. They're more suggestions, geographic suggestions. All right, we've got a king over here, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's not the best organized kingdom, the Vandals, and they don't even realize Belisarius and his army is even in the area to the 50 miles away from the capital in Carthage. So the Vandal kingdom circles the drain fairly quickly, and boom, Belisarius is the conqueror of North Africa. Down go the Vandals. Easy peasy, squeeze the lemon. Next, let's go after Italy. Take down Sicily, no problem. No one even knows they're here. Land on the toe of Italy. Start walking up. Nobody in the Ostrogothic kingdom realizes that Belisarius and the Byzantine army is anywhere in the area until they're like past Naples somewhere. All right, and boom, they're going to defeat the Ostrogoths. They're going to take Rome. The whole southern half of Italy is down, and we've got Rome back. Yay! There was some talk about relocating the center of the empire to Rome, but it never actually happened. They're going to keep the capital in Constantinople. But now Belisarius is winning a lot of awards and acclaim and fame and everything. And here is where stupidity raises its head. This would be such a great country. This would be such a great planet if it wasn't for all the people. The human beings always screw everything up. Theodora is worried that Belisarius is going to get a big head, all these conquests, and try and pull a Julius Caesar and come back to Constantinople and try to take the throne away from Justinian and her, of course. There's lots of precedents as this in Roman history. You know that Sulla, Caesar, all these guys. And so she starts withholding reinforcements and supplies. And South Italy went down without a problem, retook Rome. The battle in North Italy is going to rage for 18 years. 18 years they are going to fight in North Italy. How much money is going to be involved in this? How many people are going to get killed? Right? This is a very tough fight up here. Eventually, they're going to conquer all of Italy. But they're going to have trouble hanging on to this because, as you can tell, they're kind of overstretched here. Right? And you'd think they would make if they don't make the capital empire Rome again, at least they make Rome the provincial capital. Actually, they make the provincial capital Ravenna. Why Ravenna? It's easier to defend. They got the swamps around it. Plus, if everything goes south of cheese on them in Italy, hey, you're already by the water and you're pointing in the right direction. You can get out. So it tells you how unstable a hold they have on Italy. Now, just when you think they've, gone far enough, they're kind of stretched out. Got a civil war over in the Visigothic kingdom, and the Byzantines scoop up this, southern bit here and even bite off a little bit there just across from Gibraltar. All right, so here we are, the Byzantine Reconquista. Was it worth it? A lot of people killed, a lot of money spent. Justinian is deep in debt. You can be emperor of Rome and king of the Greeks, shout that out all you like, but the bank still wants its money. Yes, the bank still wants its money. Theodora died in 548. Justinian became very depressed, threw himself into the task of reforming the entire Byzantine legal code. Dates all the way back to the 12 tables. You have got to be extremely depressed or extremely bored to do something like this. Apparently, he stayed up all the time, too. Didn't sleep very much. They called him the one who never sleeps. Yeah, he was a busy guy. Got to reconquer the West, redo the legal code, and Persia's going to cause some problems over here the minute you turn your back, and they did. So at the end of the day, we're not really sure if this was worth it. Did I mention a huge plague that broke up in Constantinople, too, around 560 or so? So all this money Justinian owns, how's he get out from underneath this debt? Well, in 565, he gets out from underneath the debt by dying. That's it. He dies. Don't owe any more money. Dumps it off on his son Justin II. Well, that's the Byzantine Reconquista all the way up to 565. And it's going to get a lot more interesting because Persia's going to jump in and we got a brand new religion starting up down here in the Arabian Peninsula. We're going to check that out in just a second. So you guys have a great day and I'll see you in just a bit.